I think it's pretty safe to say that when we look at Star Wars as a whole by Disney and Lucasfilm, a lot of fans have a lot of issues with how they treated the sequel trilogy and other Star Wars related projects by Disney and Lucasfilm and exactly where things are going for the future of the Star Wars franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, obviously, The Rise of Skywalker was a very important project by Disney and Lucasfilm. Mind you, it was a rushed project. Production was pretty much rushed, and they had to go through all these different reshoots and these rewrites. It was a very tough production for Disney and Lucasfilm to develop this movie, and it only crossed $1 billion a couple of weeks ago. It just made it. And it shows us that there were less repeat viewings for The Rise of Skywalker in comparison to The Last Jedi already. Now that we're heading into the month of February, which, by the way, is when the new Star Wars trilogy is going to enter production, a lot of work is going to start on these new 3 Star Wars movies that are going to be released throughout this entire decade. However, one thing all lies on Disney+. This is going to be the home of new Star Wars animated movies, TV shows that are both in live action and animated form, as well as other projects currently in the works that they are going to use as a library's worth of Star Wars material to really give us a brand new expanded universe by Disney in order to really give the fans something to look forward to. This is all going to be modeled after the MCU, which I think is a little bit of a risk, but whatever have you. Moving on forward, though. Now that The Rise of Skywalker is out in theaters, many fans have been looking forward to the future of the Star Wars franchise and what Disney and Lucasfilm have in store for the fans when it comes to their movies, TV shows, and canon material as well. One of the big decisions that Lucasfilm had to do recently was that they had to fine-tune their new Star Wars expanded universe that they are currently planning to do, and that a big part of this has to do with the Kenobi TV series. Now, it's noted that one of the big changes is that some of the scripts for the Kenobi TV show have actually been changed and expanded, and it's one of the main reasons as to why they are shifting the filming from August of this year until January of 2021. It's noted that many of the original ideas are being tossed and that some of these ideas had to do with the Kenobi and young Luke Skywalker relationship on Tatooine and how it mirrored The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda too much, and that a large chunk of this is going to be altered and that George Lucas played a large role in developing the tone for the Kenobi TV series and Luke Skywalker's bond with young Kenobi in the Kenobi show, and that it's noted that George is very frustrated with the production issues for the Kenobi TV series, as he will need to help Lucasfilm further again to reset the relationship between young Luke and Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine, and that this only creates extra work for himself, and to also make sure that Kathleen Kennedy understands a character that he created in the first place back in 1977, 1999, 2002, and 2005. It's said to be frustrating for George Lucas, but not just for George Lucas, but also for the crew, as schedules are being shifted and that pre-production is extending, and that George was not pleased with Kathleen Kennedy at all, since she stated that all scripts were done months ago on stage over at D23 of 2019, and how she also stated that they were ready to shoot in 2020, that is now being delayed until 2021. So, the thing with Kathleen Kennedy, this is an ongoing thing and an ongoing problem. Either projects get delayed, or production of these projects get delayed, or creatives are let go or fired, or stories are put to the wayside. We've seen a lot of examples of this with Kathleen Kennedy. There's always some form of a hang-up with these new Star Wars movies. In fact, in case you guys did not know, even The Rise of Skywalker, Episode 9, was delayed. It originally was supposed to come out in May of 2019, and was delayed until December of 2019. So, with each and every project that they are developing, there's always something that happens to either the production, or to the creatives on board, or to the release of these new Star Wars movies and these TV shows, you name it. Now, everything related to George Lucas, obviously, they are in a phase of desperation because they have George Lucas back on board, not just for the Kenobi show, but also for the new Star Wars trilogy that he actually will be advising and will actually have a say in the matter of how things should be done here and there. But George being frustrated with the Kenobi show only makes sense, is because obviously this creates extra work, and how it's going to abandon some of the original ideas that he actually helped with some of the directors and the writers for the Kenobi show in secret. And this is the big deal, obviously, because we do know that The Rise of Skywalker really was somewhat of a deal breaker for some Star Wars fans out there. A lot of fans had a lot of issues with it. A lot of fans also, thought that Disney and Lucasfilm could have done far better with that movie. So the Kenobi show, like Ewan McGregor said just the other day, alright, just yesterday actually, is that the release date is not being delayed. Now, again, say what you will about Ewan McGregor, but he actually had to lie for Kathleen Kennedy for years on end that he was even involved with the Kenobi show. So it really makes one wonder, could they really delay the production of the Kenobi show all the way from August until January and still release it on the same exact release date without even actually revealing the release date? It really makes you wonder, right? They say that they're using the original intended release date, but they never told us that exact release date. So for all we know, this show could have been released sometime in, let's say, for example, summer of 2021, and it's going to be delayed until fall of 2021, for all we know, right? For all we know, that's exactly what's happening behind the scenes. So, with that being said, guys, like I say, when we look at the production of all these Star Wars projects, there's always an issue. I would like to hear what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.